Hello, my name's Justin Porter, and the title of my video today is called Religious Extremism. Today's date is the 18th of November 2023, and my beautiful wife Nicole is in the room next door on a Zoom meeting having the Watchtower study. Yesterday I took her to the hospital and they gave her a bone marrow biopsy. What they do, they stuck a needle into the top of her pelvis, the butterfly bit of the pelvis, like the circular bit of the pelvis. They put a needle in to her pelvis to extract some bone marrow because something in her body is eating up her platelets. Now, we don't know what's eating up her platelets. Don't know if it's the liver or the spleen or there's something wrong with her bone marrow. All your platelets are made in your bone marrow. So to find out what's eating up her platelets, they have to look inside the bone marrow and they have to put the needle in the pelvis, top of the pelvis, just a couple of inches to the right of the spinal cord, and that's what they do. They extract that, and then in 9 days, 27th of November, we got to go back to the hospital, and they'll give us the results. Hopefully Nicole doesn't have leukemia, which is like a bone marrow cancer, it's a blood cancer. Hopefully, she may not, but there's something not right with her. And when I took her to the hospital, she was very weak, walking up the hill, very little energy, because the red cells, the platelets, they give you all your energy. And so she's just staying home today. And next Wednesday, we have to take her to the doctor here, and Nikki's going to sign her no blood medical directive because it hasn't been updated. So she's going to sign her no blood medical director. So I'll take her there. And at the hospital the other day, the doctors had a go at her about, you won't have a blood transfusion, you won't have platelets, and they had a go at it, and I was all for the doctors because Nicole doesn't realise how serious it is, and it's sad because it's okay to have a belief in the afterlife. It's okay to have a belief in there's something after this life, a paradise or a heaven or paradise, whatever you want to call it. But we don't know that 100% sure. We're not 100% sure of it. For all we know, this could be the only life we get. And why throw it away for a religious belief? And it's not really Nikki's choice, because if she was to have platelets, if she was to accept platelets, the elders would automatically dissociate her and she would be shunned. She'd lose all her community and family and everything. And so it's not really a choice. If you have a blood transfusion, platelets, you will be dissociated. They used to disfellowship you, but they got in trouble with the human rights, And so that's what I have to put up with. And I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and I know how she feels, because doctors used to say that to me, because I broke my pelvis in 2008. I broke my pelvis in 5 places ice skating. I was ice skating backwards, and the doctors had to cut me open 10 inches, which is 26 centimetres, and they had to staple my pelvis together again with pins. Like, they had to pin it because I broke my pelvis in 5 places because I fell over on the ice and just broke my pelvis, which I'd never done before. And they gave me 43 stitches. So religious extremism, no blood, because they're the only so-called Christian religion that won't accept blood. And I think they think, we must be the truth because we're the only religion that doesn't accept blood transfusions. So we must be the truth, So it's really silly. And hopefully, my wife has said to me she will divorce me if I ever give her a blood transfusion. So, and when she went in, I talked to the nurses about, I'm an agnostic atheist, and my wife's a Jehovah's Witness, and they said, how does that work out? And I said, well, we love each other, and we try not to get religion, we try not to let religion break up our marriage. And it's the only time we really bring up the subject is when she's at the hospital and her platelets are low, because Nicole's platelets, it's red cells, it gives you the energy, have always been low. So, yeah. Now, talking about the subject of religious extremism, I want to give my condolences to those poor women in India that got killed at the Kingdom Hall in India. 2 women got killed in a Kingdom Hall in India. Was a ex-Jehovah's Witness put a bomb in a Kingdom Hall in India, and 2 sisters lost their life. And whoever did that ex-Jehovah's Witness that did that, I condemn them in the strongest case, because that's a bad thing they did, and I hope they get punished for exactly what they did, taking the lives of 2 innocent sisters, 2 innocent Jehovah's Witness sisters, who have nothing to do with the shunning policy. They have nothing to do with the doctrine. The guilty ones are the governing body. They're the guilty ones. And see, the thing is, we don't crash Kingdom Halls. That's not the way to get through to Jehovah's Witnesses. We be nice, we be kind. Nicole, my beautiful wife, can't drive, so I drive her to all the meetings. I drive her to her field service groups when she goes out witnessing. And I've had 2 Jehovah's Witnesses, I left 5 years ago, I've had 2 Jehovah's Witnesses say to me that you're not, I told them I was an apostate. Oh, don't talk to me, I'm an apostate, and if anyone sees you talking to me, you will be disfellowshipped. And they said, oh, you're not an apostate, Justin. I've had 2 Jehovah's Witnesses tell me in the last 5 years that I'm not an apostate. And they must think that because I'm so nice and kind, and they view apostates as evil and satanic looking eyes and, whatever, But the really weird thing about it, though, is that an elder said to Nicole, he said that, Justin may be in paradise because he has a good heart, and only Jehovah knows why Justin dissociated. That's what an elder said to my beautiful wife, Nicole. Only Jehovah knows why Justin dissociated, And, well, I have a YouTube channel. The only reason why I really have this YouTube channel is to let Jehovah's Witnesses in my congregation, local congregation, know why I left. So I've got the YouTube channel, and for my own therapy, and to help other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, And so never harm Jehovah's Witnesses. If you're an ex-Jehovah's Witness that is being shunned, I know the temptation to get angry and lash out, but please don't, because those 2 innocent sisters killed 2 Jehovah's Witness sisters, innocent ladies, and they may have been PMO, for, physically in, mentally out. So those Indian sisters may have been PMO, and were planning to exit the religion, and they get blown up and killed by an ex-Jehovah's Witness. Very wrong, very wrong. And as horrible as shunning is, it's no excuse for violent acts. So I do not condemn that man in India, ex-Jehovah's Witness man in India, who blew up the Kingdom Hall in India and killed those 2 innocent sisters. Like I condemn that man in Hamburg, the ex-Jehovah's Witness in Hamburg, Germany, who killed I think it was 7, was it 7 or 5, or how many he killed when he shot them up in the Kingdom Hall in Hamburg, Germany. I condemn that man, because the people he killed may have been Pimo, may have been brainwashed Jehovah's Witnesses, like we were all brainwashed by the religion, and we're all victims of Watchtower, and current Jehovah's Witnesses are victims of a mind control cult. So, now the other subject I want to talk about is the horrible thing that's happened in the Middle East. Now, religious extremism. The Islamic jihadists, right? The Islamic jihadists, what they did on October 7th is absolutely horrendous. They filmed what they did, and the Israeli army had captured some film of them, and they captured 43 minutes of film. 43 minutes of film that these Islamic jihadists filmed killing innocent Jewish people. Now, it goes for 43 minutes, and in those 43 minutes, there's 138 people who get murdered, stabbed, shot, beheaded, burned alive. 138 people murdered, burned alive. One guy had his head hacked off with a mattock. People had their fingers and arms chopped off with knives and machetes, shot, raped, killed, murdered in torturous, horrible ways, men, women, children, and 138 people killed in the video, and it's just a 43-minute video. So shame on Hamas, shame on ISIS and the Muslim extremists that have done that, the jihadis, the jihadists. Religion, extremist religion. Now, what I have to say, those poor Jews that got killed, the problem is with Jews, right? Why do the Muslims hate Jews so much, right? And why did Christians during World War II, right? Or, Europe, like the Nazis, the general throughout history, people have hated Jews, right? It's because of religion. The Jews were the first people to reject the message of Muhammad. The Jews were the first people in history to reject the message of Muhammad, Allah's messenger. And in 622 AD, Muhammad flew to heaven on a flying horse from the Al-Aqsa Mosque, right, in Jerusalem, and he flew to heaven on a flying horse. And the Jews were the first people to reject Muhammad, reject the Quran, and reject Islam. Now that's why the jihadists, Muslim jihadists, hate the Jews so much. The reason why the Christians hate the Jews so much is because the Jews were the first people in history to reject Jesus. Reject Jesus. Now, I'm an agnostic atheist. I don't believe in Muhammad. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Jehovah, Yahweh, Allah, the Quran. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in any man-made religion. And I think it's very sad that these poor Jews have been victims of religious extremism. And Adolf Hitler, interesting enough, was not an atheist. Adolf Hitler was not an atheist. Adolf Hitler believed in God. He believed in God. The Catholic Church loved Adolf Hitler. And not all priests. There was a couple of good moral priests that rejected Adolf Hitler and paid with their lives. But the majority of the Catholic Church in Germany backed Hitler. And a lot of people thought, well, the Jews deserved it because they killed Jesus. Now, I just think it's really sad that I don't believe in the Bible Jesus. I believe there was probably some character called Jesus. He was some type of prophet, and he died and he didn't come back to life, and he's still dead. He got killed and he didn't come back to life because he said in Matthew chapter 24, he said that this generation will by no means pass away until they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. So Jesus told his disciples that he would come back on the clouds, right? The end of the world in their lifetime. So the apostles, the disciples of Jesus, were expecting Jesus to come back in their lifetime. Jesus was a false prophet. Jesus did not come back. I hate to say that. I don't mean to upset Christians, and I don't mean to upset Muslims, but the way the Jews have been treated throughout history is horrible. And on being shunned, right, the Jews were hated because they rejected Muhammad, Allah and the Quran. They were the first people to do that. And the Jews were also the first people to reject Jesus and the New Testament and Christianity. So they're hated by the Christians and the Muslims. And I'm hated as an ex-Jehovah's Witness because I reject the Hebrew God, Yahweh. I do not believe in Jehovah, the Hebrew God, the God of the Jews, Yahweh. I do not believe. I used to believe in him, but now I'm an agnostic atheist, which basically means I'm not convinced there is a God, right? Not convinced there is a God that intervenes in mankind's affairs. And I'm an agnostic where I do believe there is an explanation for life, but we just don't know it yet. None of us really understand it. Scientists are looking in for the explanation of life. They don't understand it just yet. But as centuries go by, our future generations may. Now, it's a horrible thing that's happened in the Middle East, and I blame religion. This Middle Eastern war, I don't think there's not over land. They're not fighting over land. They're not fighting over race. They're basically fighting over religion, because these Muslim jihadis, right, jihadists, believe that if they kill Jews, they will go to paradise. They'll go to paradise, and all they think about is not this life. All they think about is the paradise to come. Paradise to come. And these Muslim jihadists believe that by killing 1,400 Jews, but in that video, 43-minute video, they killed 138. That's less than 10% of the people that were killed that day. My heart goes out with the poor families, and my heart also goes out to the innocent Palestinians who have been bombed in Gaza. Those innocent Palestinians have got nothing to do with the war. A lot of peaceful Palestinians were nothing to do with the war. There's also a lot of Palestinians that clapped and cheered and thought it was a great thing what happened on October 7, you know. So not everyone is innocent, not everyone is guilty. And that's all I basically wanted to say today. And yeah, I'll keep you up to Nikki's health. As I said, next Wednesday, Nikki's got to get a blood document signed. Yeah, and I can't stop her from doing that. She'll divorce me if I did. And I have to, hopefully something happens and she's okay. And also I have to take her on Monday the 27th of November to the PA hospital, and that's the day we'll probably find out what's wrong with Nikki. Could be leukemia, could be lymphedema. We're not too sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, and I hope she's okay, and I hope she never has to have a life and death situation, because Jehovah's Witnesses believe that this life doesn't matter. This life doesn't matter. The Muslims believe that this life doesn't matter. The Christians believe that this life doesn't matter. All that matters is the afterlife. Paradise, heaven, whatever you want to call it. That's all that matters. This life doesn't matter. Throw your life away for Allah. Throw your life away for Jehovah. Throw your life away for Jesus. This life does matter, because this life may be the only one we get. This life I believe this life probably is the main course. I don't know if there's reincarnation. I don't believe it. I don't know if there's ghosts. I don't know. But this life, we have a lot of evidence. Scientific evidence that nobody has ever come back from the dead. We have proof. Scientific proof that no one has ever come back from the dead. We have scientific proof that God has never appeared in the sky to everybody worldwide and introduced himself in all different languages to all mankind and say, hey, he could speak to people in their different languages. If he was God, he could open up the clouds, speak to everyone in all the different languages of the world and say, yep, I'm an atheist, I would believe in God. Yep, I believe in God now. Proof, no one's ever got a bit of God and put him in a jar and take him and won a Nobel Prize, So that's all I wanted to say. Just a short video today, and I think I covered everything. Yep. And so my heart goes out to those innocent people that were killed. I condemn that bomber, that ex-Jehovah's Witness who was shunned, because I'm shunned. I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. But I don't go crashing kingdom halls. I be nice to Jehovah's Witnesses. I see them at the carts. I smile, and be nice to them. Be nice, because that's all you can do. That's the only way you're going to win them over. They're victims, and those poor sisters in India, innocent sisters in India that got killed, they may have been Pimo. Those German Jehovah's Witnesses in Hamburg, Germany, that got killed by that shooter, the gun shooter, they could have been Pimo. Well, they could have been pioneers full on, but they're victims of Watchtower, So be nice, be kind, be loving. Treat this life special, because this may be the only one we get. We don't know. Just be good, And so that's my talk on religious extremism, and I do believe Jehovah's Witnesses are religious extremists, because why throw away your precious life by rejecting a blood transfusion over some Iron Age war god, Jehovah, that I'm pretty sure does not exist. It's just a fictional character that ancient people wrote in a book, Thank you, and bye. Like, subscribe, and thanks again for watching. Till my next video, and the videos will stop when the shunning stops.